Let's start to revise some concept from the descriptive statistics. Before you start, you have to know the type of the data type. You have two types of data, quantitative and qualitative. This one coming from quantity, this one coming from quality. Fine. Okay. So let's go for the age. When I'm saying what's your age, you will say 20. So it is quantity, right? So you have to give this as years. Okay. If I'm asking you, what's your height? Also, you give me quantity. Okay. And how many in stat for business or the stat business students said stat students number of a stat students, I say 20 or 27 something. So all of these one is quantity. Okay, so this is quantitative data. So all of these data, if I have a column for age and a column for height and column for number of students, all of this one give me quantitative data. Okay, every variable of this one representing quantitative data. Fine. Sometimes the quantity doesn't represent quantitative data. Like what? Like your car plate, right? This is a car plate number. Okay, so you have a number, say Fujera 2134, whatever. Yes, this is quantity, but this quantity is not quantitative data because you cannot add a car number to another car number, right, to give you a new number or a new car. So this is how you distinguish between the quantitative and qualitative. Qualitative, like colors, blue, yellow, whatever, right? And also your mobile number or telephone number is a quantity, but it's not representing quantitative data because you cannot add a telephone number to another telephone number to have a new number, right? Etc. So once you can do a mathematical operation, so I can do math calculation here, but here I cannot do a math calculation. No math calculation, right? So this is how to distinguish between data type. Okay. Now, here is a question. If I go for a student number ID, this is quantitative or qualitative? Can you answer me, please?
Qualitative.
Yes, excellent. Because you notice you cannot add to ID number to have a new students. Qualitative. Excellent. What about the favorite color? Is it quantitative or qualitative? Black, blue? Any answer?
Quantitative.
Excellent. Good. What about family members? If you have 6 family members, 8, 4, this is quantitative or qualitative?
Quantitative.
Quantitative, yes. This is very important when you're making a research or making the statistical analysis. You have to distinguish between your data type. Okay, what about the temperature?
Qualitative.
Oh, how it comes temperature and qualitative? Do you think the temperature is like a color? No problem, you just answer. So it is not qualitative because it is not give a quality for something, right? So it is what? Quantitative, no problem. Okay. Now, let's go down. If you have the weight of the father's weight, so it is the weight in general, quantitative or qualitative?
Quantitative.
Excellent, very good. If you go for the weight for the sun, it's also
Quantitative.
Quantitative.
because that, okay, good. I go for, this is hospital A, B, C, like you can call Fujairah Hospital, you can Sharq Hospital, you can, what else? Khalifa Hospital. So this is quantitative or qualitative? The names.
Qualitative.
Qualitative, yes, because you cannot add
Qualitative.
them. Excellent, good. And go for surgical set. This is the number of surgical set, 41, 36. So this give you quantitative or qualitative? Say anything, it doesn't matter. If you have a mistake, it is normal because you are coming to learn.
Quantitative.
Excellent, quantitative. Okay. Now, have you heard about pneumonia? This is a kind of infection or something, right? So any number of anything, it gives you quantitative also, right? Now, bloodstream. This is also the number of infection from bloodstream. This is also any number of anything is also quantitative. Okay. Let's go for the second part of the question. Variable measurement, nominal, ordinal, ratio, and interval. Let's see what does it mean, this type of things. When you have a variable, yes, you have a variable. When you have quantitative data, when you have quantitative data, in this data you have two types of variable. In this quantitative data, you have ratio measurement or interval measurement. Interval measurement. Okay. Okay. What is the difference between ratio measurement and this one? If I go for the temperature, the scale of the temperature is ratio or interval. If I'm asking you your age, it is ratio or interval. Okay. Interval, like IQ test, like IELTS result. Okay, like a temperature. Okay. Because in the interval measurement, 0 does not mean nothing. This is the difference. But 0 in the ratio, like the age, if you have 0, it means nothing. You have nothing. 0 age, it means you have nothing, right? This is the difference between the measurement of the variable when you have quantitative data, you have two types of variable, ratio or interval. Fine. So 0 temperature doesn't mean you have no temperature. This is a freezing temperature, right? Okay. So this is the type when you're having quantitative data, you have two types of variables, ratio and interval. Okay. When you have qualitative data, as we said, qualitative data, you may have nominal, variable, or ordinal variable. Okay. Nominal variable when you have names, colors, etc. Something you cannot order them. This ordinal coming from order. If you order something, ascending or descending, from the smallest to the biggest or from the biggest to the smallest. So this is the ordinal. Or also, if you go for ID, this ID number, you can order them, right? So ID number is ordinal variable. Okay. And colors is nominal variable. So first you decided quantitative or qualitative. In the quantitative, you have two types of measurement for the variable. Okay, ratio or interval. Okay, in the qualitative data, you have two types, nominal or ordinal, right? Let's go for the data and see how we can distinguish between our variable. Okay, let's go for this one. I would like to go up so I can add a row above. Okay, fine. So this variable, student ID, is a nominal, ordinal, or ratio or interval. First, I know it is qualitative data, so I have only one choice. When you have qualitative data, you have two choices, nominal or ordinal. Can you order the ID number? Yes, I can. So this one is ordinal. Okay, ordinal measurement or ordinal variable, you can say. Okay. Next, favorite color. Can you order? This is qualitative, yes. So I have only two choices, nominal or ordinal. Can you order the color? If you can order them, you can say ordinal variable. If not, it will be nominal variable. So is it nominal or ordinal?
Nominal.
Excellent.
Nominal.
Very good. Did you think about the next one? Family number? Yes, this is quantitative, right? So if I have quantitative, I have only ratio or interval, right? Okay. So is it ratio or interval? Family members number.
Interval.
I told you the difference between the interval and the ratio. 0 doesn't make it means nothing if you have ratio. If 0 doesn't mean nothing, it will be interval. So 0 in the family member, it means nothing, right? So this one will be what?
Interval.
How it comes? You get confused between the interval. The interval when you have 0 doesn't mean nothing, right? In the ratio, 0 means nothing, right? 0 means nothing. Okay. So this one will be what? Ratio variable. Measurement. And this one quantitative. So I know if I have quantitative, also I have ratio or interval. In the temperature, I give you this example. Interval, yes, because 0 in temperature doesn't mean you have no temperature, right? Now let's go for the weight. Interval or ratio, because it's quantitative already, right?
Ratio.
Ratio, excellent. Very good. And this one also will be the same because this is still the weight, right? What about the name of the hospital? Remember, again, when you have quality, excellent. Yes, nominal. Okay, what about this one? The number, if you have number of surgical set for different hospital, can you order the hospital up to the number of surgical set? Yes.
Yes, doctor.
So it will be ordinal. Excellent. Very good. This one will be the same because I got a message. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now I finished number 2. Let's go for the graph. Which one of these one we can graph the pie chart straightforward? How we can represent it? What is the pie graph? Let's go for the difference between. This is the pie graph. Up to the number of each part of your data, you take a piece of this one, right? So here you have the frequency and the percentage, if you remember, right? Frequency, it means the number of elements. So to have the pie chart, you should have table, right? Here is the name of the part, and here is the frequency. Otherwise, you cannot graph them straightforward. Okay, if you do it by hand, you should do like that, right? If I do it by Excel, does it give me the pie chart straightforward? Which one I can make it by pie chart? Let's go for this one. I prefer the qualitative to be represented by the pie chart. How to graph anything? You shade the column and go for the, oh, sorry, the pie chart is here. Okay. Do you have pie chart? Can you tell me why you didn't have pie chart? Guys?
Because there is no numbers.
Oh, yes, good. So I will take this one, okay, and I am adding a sheet by plus say, and I'm saying here this is graph, okay, and I make this part for the graph. I have the data here, okay. So what I'm going to do, I should have a table here. Control C, Control V. This is I have only. I would like to graph only black and blue and pink and red. Okay, this is very small. Let's have more, right? If you have more, so you can do what to know the numbers? You just shading your column, okay, and sort them. Sort them up to the name. What is the sort? Yes, here it is. Sort from A to Z? Yes, okay. Now I know straightforward how many black? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And instead of this one, I can subtract 3 from the 9, right? The number of rows. So I have what? 6 here. How many blue? 10 from 14. So I have to cut 9 from 14 because I have 5. Okay. So it is 5. How many pink? How many pink? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And how many red? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also, okay. Good. Okay. I will add more black. This is. We'll add more 6 black just to have a difference between. Okay, so I know I add 6, so I change this one into 12. Now, once I have a table, I can graph it. Shade the 2 variable. Okay, and go for the pie chart. Here it is. Yes, excellent. How I can get a numbers here? So I will choose this one. This is very nice. Okay. Okay. You can choose whatever you like from this one. It gives you the percentage, right? Okay. So, and also it gives you the key for this one. If you would like to add something, you just press in this one. Okay. Or that one. To use whatever you like from here. Okay. Okay. So this is how to graph the pie chart. So the pie chart, you cannot graph it unless you have a table like that, right? Okay. Now you can do this one by also sorting them, right? And see how many, of course, there is no repeated number in the ID. Otherwise you will get confused. Maybe more than one student having the same ID. So it doesn't work with this one. Okay. So I prefer the pie chart, right? With the qualitative data, but I should have a frequency table, right? Okay. Now I have 2 columns. Fathers, this is a quantitative, right? So I will take them to the graph sheet and I can add, I can call this one pie chart. And I can add one and I call it bar chart. So I get my data here. So once you have the data here, you can graph bar chart for 1 or 2. For both of them, yes, I can go for like that one. No, remember, this is not a bar chart can do with this one. When you're comparing between 2 variables, you can do what? What is the graph here? Guys? Also this one, you can make a bar chart and also bar chart. Okay. Yes. You can use whatever you like here. I prefer to have the frequency in the column from up here, right? So the quantitative data and qualitative data can be represented by the bar charts, but I prefer the qualitative data for the pie chart. Now, if I have 2 variables like this one, and I would like to graph and see the relation between both of them. So what is a graph in this case? Remember? Guys, this is they call it scattered plot. You remember this one? Okay. Scatter the plot. When I go like that, insert. Yes, there is a. I prefer which one? Yes. So I look at this one. It doesn't seem there is a relation between these two, right? There is no linear relation. Okay. If you would like to have the line, if you would like to have the linear relation, okay. So what you are going to do, yes, you can go for this one, okay, and sorry, I would like to have the line, okay, sorry, yes, it is a trend line, so I press this one, okay, and if I would like to show the equation, okay, just click in here, okay, and choose display equation on the chart. So it gives you the relation between the two variables, right? And the relation representing this one, right? If you would like to make it bigger, just go inside the text box and okay. If you would like to have the relation, the linear regression equation or the linear relation, it comes by this one. Okay. Let's go for another graph called box plot. Box. Which data from this one I can have the box plot? Because I go for the box plot, I just remind you what is the box plot. When you have quantitative data, you can find the minimum value and you can find the maximum value. And you can find the first quartile. Do you remember what does it mean, the first quartile? Yes, this is the value 25% below it, right? So, and then you have a second quartile. So the second quartile is the value having 50% below it, before it or below it. Okay. And the last one, third quartile, the value having 75% below it. Okay. So you can having a minimum here and you can go 25% and you start having the box. So this value is Q1. I call it Q1. This is Q2. This is Q3. And then in the middle here, you have the second quartile. Once I see 50%, so the second quartile is the same as the median, right? And then you have, sorry, Q3, and you end up with the maximum. Once you reach the maximum, you have 100% here. Here you have 75%, here you have 50% before it, right? This is the box plot. What is the point of having the box plots? The box plots, when you have this line to the right, to the left, so you call this one the data represented by this box plot is skewed to the right or left? Yeah, the big one in the right, so it's skewed to the right. If you have this, the box plot, and you have the line in the middle of the box, having the big one to the left, so the data is skewed to the left. Okay. You have a skewness coefficient. So if you have the skewness coefficient here, okay, it will be positive. If you have the skewness here, it will be negative, right? Okay. Now, what else I supposed to say about if you have it in the middle and you have it a nice, like this one is exactly the same length here, the same length here. So the data will be symmetric. Data will be symmetric. It's not skewed, right? So this is the point of you can compare two different data by representing the box plot for the both of them, right? The big box, the more variation, right? So from Q1 to Q3, you have this part, they call it interquartile. Okay, so the bigger interquartile, the more variation, right? Also, there is something related to the box plot. Yes, sometimes when you representing the box plot, you have like star outside here. So this star, they call it outliers. They call it outliers. So you may have outliers from the right and from the left. These outliers, there is a formula using the interquartile to find what is your outliers data. And this data, before you make data analysis, you should get rid of it, right? Because this will mislead you, right? Good. Now let's go and make a box plot for quantitative data for sure. So I'll take this one, okay? And where is the box plot? And paste it here, right? And go for insert. Where is the box plot? Can you see it? Can you see the box plot? And you can tell me where is the box plot? Hello?
And the recommended chart.
Recommended. Okay. It is recommended. So no box plot here. I didn't find it. Do you have it in your Excel? It's supposed to be here in this part. Yes, here it is. Yes, good. So what you are going to do? Yes. You can show the variable here. You can access title if you like. No need. No problem. Okay. I would like to have it grid. Yes, of course, just to see. Now you can see the minimum here. You don't have any star outside, so you don't have outliers data. Let's go and change in the data and see. Okay. You are going 176. If I get 1000 here. Okay. And I go for the recommended, as you said. No, it isn't with the histogram here in my. Okay. You have outliers. What is your outliers? It's 1000, right? Because it is not fit with this data, right? Can you get one having a weight 1000 kilogram? Maybe, but it will not be considered in your data analysis. Catch my point? If I put another value, very small one, if I put 12, for example, right? And I go for the box plot. Okay, I'm expecting to have, yes, I'm expecting to have outliers in the side of the minimum value. Catch it? Okay. Now I think I finish, right? So, and you can complete the rest of this one, and you can upload your assignment once you finish, and it's better to finish it straightforward and don't wait to have another one. Okay.